So let's go ahead and add your first product to your new store on Shopify. So you're actually helping me build and learning how to build some of the things for JMK Consulting. And you can do this. We're going to do a digital product, but we'll also talk through how to do it for a physical product. So let's talk about this one here is going to be our social media training session. Starter training session. And it's okay. You can always come back and change your titles, right? Um, but just for purposes of sometimes you just got to get it going. And when it will come down to our description. Now, if you are very good at copy and this is something that you can easily do, great. But if you need a little bit of help, there is the AI function where you can generate some text. So let's go through how we would do that. We can pick our tone. It can be an expert, it can be daring, it can be playful, sophisticated, supportive, and then you can even customize the tone. So for this one, I'm going to go with expert for this type of business, but also for other websites I have built or even my other brands. Sometimes we go for playful or we go for persuasive, especially if we're doing like apparel. And if you have already really built out your brand voice, feel free to customize it and play around with it. Again, you're not stuck. So we'll kind of look at how we can generate different ones. So we're going to put some keywords in here. Um, Perfect for those who are not experts using social media tools. 2 hour tutorial on hand, because that's what it's going to be. Mhm. Now I'm going to just kind of go with that short thing. I do want to add some bullets in here, like what some of the things can include. But I want to kind of just generate this first part. So if we put that in the description, features and keywords, you don't have to sometimes be as detailed. You can let it fill in the blanks. I tend to put a lot in there so it has more to work with. And so what it came up with, let's read this and see how we like it. These 2 hour training sessions are perfect for those who are not experts in using social media tools, gain valuable skills and knowledge through hands-on learning as we walk you through the setup of posts and other assets. Elevate your social media presence with confidence. I actually like this, so we're going to keep it. Um, and then I'm going to look at, we might want to just bullet some things. Cover. Here, we can change headings. We can change block quotes. I think I'm just going to stick with paragraph. This is where we can bold, italicize, underline, change some color of some fonts if we would like, alignment of the text if you want to center. This is if we wanted to add a link, a hyperlink within your description. Here you can insert an image. We're not going to insert an image here because we are going to, in the next section, add the media for how this looks on your shop. Then this is where if you actually have product video, you can do it here. But again, keep in mind, you can actually do product video here. So we're not going to add anything up at the top. And then this is where we will find our bulleted lists, numbered lists, and then some indentations or even inserting tables. Tables are really good, especially if you're doing something like, I would say, um, a size table for apparel, things of that nature. So let's do a bulleted list here. All right. So now that we got our description, we're going to go ahead and upload our graphic. So here I've already made one. This is going to be here. So usually it defaults to downloads where you'll find your graphics. I already made this one, pre-made this in Canva, and it was already ready to be uploaded. And then this is going to be our image here. Next, let's go to pricing. So pricing is going to be $4.97. We are not doing any compare pricing. Compare pricing would be if I wanted to say original price of this was $9.97, and then you would see this item on sale on our page. But here, the regular price right now, it's just going to be $4.97. No comparison pricing. We are going to put charge tax on this product unless for some reason this is not supposed to have tax. Just my suggestion, leave it. In this case, it's a digital product and or service. So I'm going to put 0. Um, you always want to add in the costs where you can. So this is going to make your financials at the end super, super easy. In this case, from an inventory standpoint, I don't want to track quantities because it is a service and or digital. But let's just say if you were doing a physical product, this is where you want to always track the quantity because then you want to also give it some notes. And you're going to put, once we set up some of our markets, this is where you'll be able to put how many. This is if you're, you can actually tell the system, hey, if it's something you can always easily get back in stock, and you don't want to run out of products and let that be the reason why you stop some sales. You can click this to say continue selling when out of stock. You will run into a negative stock situation, which you'll see on your back end, but then as you get new product in, it will right size itself. Here, I typically have learned from my physical products, I typically do not check this. Only because, unless it's something you are really, really confident that you can easily restock and won't have any issues, you don't want to run into that situation where you're selling product that you can't fulfill. And then if you already have a product SKU and barcode, especially this is helpful if you're also doing business on Amazon, you can click this button here and add it there. If you're shipping it, physical product, do add the weight. This is going to definitely make it much easier when you're fulfilling products. If you have customs information that you can already do for a homicide system, add those too. In this case, this is a digital product. So we are going to leave this off, and we will cover maybe in a bonus lesson on how to set up digital products. If you are doing apparel or anything that has some variants or sizes, this is where you add this here. So if you're having something that's going to be in black, and also let's say it's going to be in large, you would add those here. And that is where you would give people those options for your variants and be able to add it so that's available there. And you can even do pictures, and you'll see it has added some of your pricing, and then you would update individual variants for the sizing. In this case, you don't really have these variants, so I'm going to edit and delete. You get a little preview here of your search engine listing of what it looks like when people Google this. Let's come over here to the right. So here you can actually schedule if you want to keep this in draft. Say you're working on it and you want to save it but not publish. Put it in the draft section. Set status, and then publishing. You'll see this update once we save. Now we get here category. Important because this is what helps determine your tax rate. So pick appropriately. I don't see which one we here. I'm looking for. So we are going to go with the previous one I usually use and go with media. And I may update this. Again, you can always change it later. Product type I'm going to leave here. The vendor is JMK Consulting. And right now I'm not adding it to any collections, not even the home page, but you can click here and do static collections. We'll go over collections at a later time. In this case, I am going to add some tags because this is going to help me later as we create some of our collections, and we'll see how that works. So we're going to add tutorials. We're going to add bundles because this can be bundles. We're going to also put this under starter pack. There. And those are all the tags I want to save. Default product is usually what you're going to use, especially as you're starting. So that's kind of a little bit more advanced. We'll leave it there. Now that we have our whole products together, we're going to hit save. Should see this green bar across the top saying you have success. Noticing here how this is updated and you have some new sales channels. So your online store and your shop is set up. It's in our United States market because we're going to go through how to set up markets later. And then a point of sale, which in this case, we don't have a brick and mortar or point of sale set up. So this is why it is yellow. But once that is set up, we'll be able to use and see it here. This is also where in sales channels, we'll see later on as we get TikTok, Amazon, Etsy, those will also go there and you can publish directly to those. There, you have successfully, let's make sure we're into this, successfully started your first product, everybody. Congratulations.